Yes.
Where's the man? Dang, gotta get my goods.
Read the folder, read the folder.
No.
We're not still, bro.
Bro, did you give her? You didn't see what I text off and everything? For your son. I need you to text my sister.
Alright, hi everybody. So we need our green folders out and something to write with. Good morning. So our group roles today. Group roles today. This person is the pencil keeper. This person is going to get your handout. The handouts are by the window. Your helper is going to help whoever needs it. Make sure, helper, you're listening to the handout, friends. You're going to get the handout. Everybody else, please take out your laptop.
Mr. Jolie?
Just go.
Mr. Jolie? Which way is that facing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. We haven't done it.
It's your handout.
Your helper is helping. Told you.
Nah, she's not to help me.
Oh, you're the one.
No, she's the helper.
Me?
I'm the principal. This is smart.
You guys are smart every day.
No, you do not. You're not going to speak to me like that.
Are you going to write it
All right. So today we're going to talk about scientific notation.
I'm going to show this
Scientists work with really, really big numbers. Can anybody think of a number? Not the number itself, but something that would be represented with a huge number. Hakeem.
Trillion.
So what would be a trillion? What do we have a trillion of?
Bugs.
Bugs, great. The number of bugs on Earth is going to be a really big number.
Yeah.
Can anyone think of something that would have to be represented? Something that's really tiny. Really, really tiny number. Aiden. Our planet? What about our planet?
There's only one of it.
So is 1 the tiniest number you can think of?
No. There's 0.
Hold on, sister. You were on the right side.
Or 1.
What's between 1 and 0?
Oh.
Is a half, right? But we also have, what's the smallest thing you can think of? An atom. An atom. How big is an atom?
Very small.
Very small, right? So if we had to,
or germs?
germs, excellent. So if we had to express the size of something that's really, really tiny or really, really big, we can use scientific notation. Somebody whose laptop is open. Somebody whose laptop is open, can you check how many, how far we are from the sun? Raise your hand when you got it. You guys are quick Googlers.
No, because right, what it does is once you put in how far are we, it automatically.
The AI is helping you. So how far are we from the sun, Marissa?
93.504 million miles.
One more time.
93.504 million miles.
Okay, so this is what Google gives us. Can we put the computers halfway? This is what Google gives us. What if we wanted to write this as a regular number? Anyone have any idea how we could turn this into, without the words, show that it's millions?
Right, the amount of zeros.
Right, the zeros, good, what were you gonna say, Keith?
I was just gonna tell you what's it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
93, comma, 504, comma, 0, 0, 0.
So we're adding those zeros to create the place value, so this shows 93,504,000. Is that a lot of miles or a little miles?
A lot. Very.
Good. So this is actually not that big a number. How far do you think this is in centimeters? Is it a bigger number or a smaller number? Bigger number, right? Can someone Google how far away the sun is from centimeters?
You just. You got a computer.
All right, tell your tables.
We collectively answered.
All right. So on your handout, in the blank space up here, I want you to try to write that number in what's called standard form. This is standard form.
You just add 3 more zeros.
So I want you to write that number in standard form.
In the blank at the very, very top.
Choose your.
Up at the top, there's that blank space?
Oh, right here?
Yeah, use that.
What, where it says choose your comment?
Just in the blank space at the top.
You're not supposed to put the,
Nope, no, you're not.
Oh, I like that you included the units. That's better.
Wait, no, wouldn't that be?
because look up there, it's a dot and it's comma.
Bro, what?
Yeah, because you have to change the dot to a comma. Units.
You don't.
I put trillion in
So did I.
All right, so what does this decimal place become? Everybody,
A comma.
that was happy. What does the decimal place become?
Comma.
And then, this right now is 15,000, right? How do I make it trillion?
Add
6 more zeros.
Add 6 zeros.
12 zeros or 6? Let's see. If I, now what do I have? 15 what? Million. What's next? What's next? Okay, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros after those first 5 digits. Double check.
That's a trillion, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah,
then
because
what's the
that,
6
no,
zero?
that would be billion, that would be billion.
Billion.
Oh.
Yeah, good question.
Not billion.
That's how much
All right.
money I have.
So scientists don't want to work with these giant numbers because if you're trying to do math with this, you have a lot of places that you can mess up. So let's look at a more efficient way to represent these same numbers. You can put your computers halfway. So this is standard form. This is what Google gives you. And now we're going to show scientific notation. And what it does is it lets us write big numbers in a small way. So we're going to start with the decimal. Raise your hand. Where's the decimal in this number? Hakeem.
After the 15?
After the 15?
Yes.
So it's $15.04.
48.
48.
Because if we put the decimal there, then 15 is the whole number and the rest of this is decimal.
Could we get rid of the 0? Cause like, that's not like helping us, right?
You have to keep.
The 0
You
before
have to
48?
put it after the zero.
So if we put, hold on, don't go up. If we put this at the beginning, then that only makes this whole numbers. This becomes 15. But we don't want 15, we want 15 trillion. So think about if it was $15 trillion. Where does the decimal go? Hakeem, do you want to revise your answer? At the end, excellent. Right, if it was dollars, we're gonna put it all the way at the end. Does everybody see why the decimal goes at the end?
Yes.
Even though we're using a decimal, because it is, when we're talking about trillions, this is only 15 and 48 thousandths trillion. When we're talking about standard form, we're talking about the whole number. So let's make this smaller. We're gonna move this decimal. You ready to count with me?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, how many did we count?
13.
13. I'm gonna put a little 13 here so I remember, because there's a lot going on. We want our decimal in scientific notation to go between the first two figures. First two digits, we'll call them significant figures. This is two significant figures, 1 and 5. So we are going to write 1.5 times 10 to the 13th power, which is a lot shorter than some of these larger numbers.
Should we write that in like a blank space too?
Mhm.
Alright.
Right underneath where you show the trillion, because this is your example that you're going to use today in your project. Make sure you're writing in your notes how we got the 13. I know it feels a little silly to write your little county lines, but it'll help you keep track.
Make sure you remember that the decimal is here, so put the decimal here at the end, because that's one of the biggest challenges is figuring out in a number with no decimal where they go.
All right. So that's what we're going to work with today. We're going to take these numbers from Google. We're going to put them in scientific notation from standard form. Which one of these is standard form, top or bottom?
Top.
Which one of these is scientific notation, top or bottom?
Bottom.
Okay. So your job now is to explore a little geography. All right? You've got 4 little questions, and you've got 2 minutes to answer them on paper by yourself.
How long?
Not that long.
Or should we just like write it next to it?
Yeah, just write your answers down on that paper. You'll have time to talk about this in a minute. Take 2 minutes to answer this by yourself. Just by yourself.
Australia.
I listed them up here, so you have spelling.
Thank you. I just realized what you added.
So Australia is a country and a continent. However, there is a little disagreement because other people consider Oceania to be the other continent, which encompasses a lot more of that area of the world. So instead of just Australia, it also includes all the islands around it.
So I should add Australia and.
You are welcome to do that. Yeah, when you look up lists of continents, you might find one or the other depending on who's making the list. There's no official rule.
All right, we've got 10 seconds to finish answering these reflection questions.
I like to go to Africa.
There you go.
Your door.
Bro, I can't sleep with no door. I'll be scared. I wouldn't sleep.
Yes, which continent? Where in that continent?
I know, but you just lock it in his room. If you really came downstairs, shake his hand.
All right, that's time. So, which continent do you know the most about? Lily.
Africa.
Okay. Which continent, Lily, do you know the least about?
Europe. Actually, no, Asia.
Okay, how did you learn the most about Africa?
Cause I be watching videos of the other people like giving, like they be going to Africa, and they be giving people candy and like I don't know, like
What?
Is that the video you're talking about?
yeah, they be giving African kids like.
Hold on 1 sec. Helpers and volume. Your job is to help make sure that when we're a whole group, you are helping make sure we're still a whole group. Go ahead.
Because they be giving the African kids like American food. And then
And do
never
you-
had it.
Do you feel like that video helps you understand the entire continent of Africa, or just one small thing that?
No,
appeared?
because like they
Hands down.
went like kind of like I don't know.
Good job, Lily.
Thank you.
Good, thank you for sharing, Lily. We should be a little cautious about feeling like we know about a place from an internet video.
I'll tell
Because
you.
there's you're talking, no? Hands are down while someone's talking. Because the person making the video is one person with one perspective. If we wanna know about a place, we have to listen to a bunch of different stories. So I encourage you guys, if there's a place you're interested in, to watch more videos, read more things, so you can get a better perspective. That's a great start, Lily, thank you. Raise your hand if you know the most about North America. Okay? What about the least? What are some places we know the least about? Sarah?
Europe.
Europe? Okay. Vincent? Asia? Neela? Australia? Who else had Australia? Interesting. Who else had Europe? Who else had Asia? Lots to learn. Who else had Africa? Ooh, no one wants to admit they don't know a lot about Africa.
I know a lot.
That's
So,
what we
Mr.
discussed.
Cross, we have
First
a
and
unit.
second period, we had a discussion about that. About a lot of students are afraid to admit they don't know a lot, even though we haven't at this point in your curriculum learned that much about it.
Yeah, why would you be afraid of that?
Why, Hakeem? Why indeed? Alright, so where would you like to go? Aiden? Talk to your teammates, where do you wanna go?
Honestly, after college, bro, if I'm not in the NFL or something, bro, I'm just gonna be traveling.
No, it's actually hot. Like,
I wanna go back to my room. Can you look how much you I wanna go back to my room.
Look up your
Then I gotta go Nigeria.
Alright, we're back in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So you are gonna choose a continent for the project. You can choose Africa, Asia, Europe, or South America. You may not choose North America, because we live here, Australia, because it's only one country, or Antarctica, because there are no major cities, there are just research stations. You have 30 seconds to write down your continent. 29.
Wait,
We have to collectively answer.
24. Individually.
Reverse, you need me to pencil under your, this on the side, this on the side.
Pick a continent. No, you don't.
It has to do with that.
2, 1. All right, pick one. Marissa, your time's
I don't know
up.
what to pick.
Choose.
Australia.
You can't do Australia.
Yeah. I can't.
South America.
How long is
All right, so everybody has their continents. The next thing you're going to do is explore your continent.
Actually,
We often know something about a country here or a country there. So today you're going to explore the continent, and I want to encourage you to find out some stuff you don't know. Look at the countries you're not familiar with. So table 6, if you're looking at Europe, and we've studied ancient Greece, don't pick Greece. Pick somewhere else that we're not as familiar with. So you're gonna find 5 countries, and you are going to You're gonna find 5 countries to research. You're gonna write the correct spelling of the country's name. Not only is it a proper noun, it's someone's home, so let's make sure that we're spelling it correctly. If you don't know how to say a place, Google the pronunciation and listen to it so you can hear it. Find the population, the name of the capital city, and the official languages. For the population, you're gonna write it in standard form and scientific notation. Get to it. You're writing it in that chart. You're gonna fill out the Are there any questions?
No. I'm doing Nigeria. What do you guys?
Let's go down.
I'm doing
Because you
Europe.
need to be able to use different capital cities and Nigeria is one of them.
Wait, never mind.
That's a great one. You can have a lot of
You the assignment.
I am.
I'm doing Greece. Or Chile, Giannis, I'm the Kubo shoot.
Who is that?
You want to Giannis? Giannis, I'm the
Like, I heard like it was,
Oh, the basketball player?
like, you have to get on Finland.
Yeah, so, for the center form, should I write that or like
Yes, because that's, it says standard form. So you're gonna translate Google speak for standard form. And you should have capital I.
Mr. Joel, do you have an explanation?
Yes.
Somebody.
I get the rest of it.
That has to be the big one.
Okay, it's just a country. You work on Finland. Well, it has to be. I'll work on that. You write Finland down. European countries are lined up too. And you can do this, right?
Alright, South.
Okay, go into number 3.
Oh, Greece's population is actually not 20.
Oh.
We're going to do significant things. And then you see those numbers, there are 1 and 8, you're gonna have to round up.
It is.
Tell my sister to tell Ava to log in this time and that way.
So do you know how when you're talking about
That's why I said make sure
they
to
have
tell all
375 times 10, you're just coming in at 0. What's really happening there is that
Bro,
we're
drinking
multiplying
age
by
in
10.
Greece is 18.
So most
Okay.
it's growing a place. So that's what's happening here. Every time you multiply by 10, you're adding. So that's why it's always 10. Because it's the place value. Multiplying and dividing by 10 is just the place value. What are you trying to figure out? What country is it?
Africa.
Google it. Okay, Hakeem, what are you working on? She works on that. What country is this?
Oh, Greece.
Okay, so then-
Oh my god.
Alright, Greece.
Exactly. Yep, right right in between those two.
Number 4 put turkey.
Wait.
Number 3 put
Make sure though. Take your pencil and actually do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you wanna use that for check. Yeah, because it's the first 2 digits. Sometimes you'll have to round it up, but in this case you don't need to.
I told you.
Can you back up? Yeah, we can do, I'm doing Nigeria. Not do.
You know Alex is from Nigeria?